hot off the press this morning, and I went to bed fairly early last night. I don't know, 10:30, something like that, which is pretty early for me. Um, and I woke up at 2:47 from a dream, and I had a dream that I truly do believe was a prophetic dream. And in this dream, I was caught up in a council room in heaven. And it was like they were sitting around this table. And for some reason, maybe it was just because of me, they had their name in front of them to where I could understand it. And there sitting at this council or deliberation room table was Enoch, Elijah, the Apostle Paul, and the Apostle John. And they were talking about plans. And in the dream, I remember recognizing, knowing where I was. And there was this person, this angel next to me whose name was Destiny. And I remember saying to Destiny, I don't feel worthy to be in this room. Because I felt the holiness, the purity, the love, the glow, just the heavenly atmosphere, the peace of God, which is uncomparable. I said, I don't feel worthy to be in here to hear these conversations. And the angel Destiny said to me, the Lord looks not on the outward as man looks, but the Lord looks upon the heart. That's what he said to me. And as they were sitting there talking, and I could tell they were talking about different things, and it was like this thing that I heard them say was like at the bottom of the list, like it wasn't that big of a deal in heaven. But I heard Elijah speak up. And Destiny said, you can hear this part. Elijah spoke up and said, Heaven has decreed for Mr. Trump to be elected U.S. president. And he will be the first presidency of a new republic. And then they said, pray against violence, war, shaking, and terrorism during and after the election. So I really want you to pray into that. Now get this. I woke up and I instantly rolled over and I grabbed my phone. You know, it's just kind of a natural habit just to see what time it is. And it was 2:47, and I thought, 2:47, second turn for the 47th president. And by the time I got up and got downstairs, as God is my witness, you can look on my phone. I took a screenshot of it. When I wrote the dream down, it was 4:47. And I knew that I was supposed to be 4:47, 47th president for him. And so heaven has made a decree, and I got to hear it. But that doesn't mean we sit back and say, oh, well, that doesn't mean I don't need to vote or not participate. No, we take it and we take action. Heaven has decreed Mr. Trump to be elected U.S. president. And he will be the first president of a new republic. And then I was reminded of the rebirth of America Dream. You probably heard it. I shared it back in March. I shared it on different television outlets, Daystar, and different places. It went viral. You know, we have seen the baby almost lost several times. Remember in the dream I was given the newspaper that I was in Chicago, and it was 1968. Wow, I just felt a weight lift off of me. It was 1968, and there was war in the streets. Remember all of the fighting over the Vietnam War. And in 1968, I was given the newspaper in the dream that said two assassinations of the year of the Democratic Convention in Chicago. Well, of course, this year the Democratic Convention, it was in Chicago, and they were rioting again, but this time it was over another war. It was over the war in Gaza. Remember? It wasn't over Vietnam like it was in 68. And also, it was the first time since 1968 that the sitting president did not pursue a second term. So President Biden, of course, is not pursuing a second term. But not only that, in 1968, Lyndon Baines Johnson could have pursued a second term, but he didn't because of an unpopular war and a failing economy. And so Richard Nixon was elected that year, but that was the year that RFK Sr. was killed, and of course Martin Luther King Jr., who were two great um, spiritual and in government revolutionaries. So, anyways, I believe that's very significant. I'm asking you to pray into that. This is the first time I've shared that, and I didn't feel released to share it until just now. And so it's really something that nothing happens without his approval. So don't sit back and think, well, because heaven has decreed it, that it's going to happen. No, now's when we engage and we get out and vote and participate and we pray.